Okay, so far we haven't seen any drastic differences between 50 cal and 68 cal, but this is the point where we probably will, or actually probably almost for sure will, unless some miracle happens. But we're going to be doing a distance test. We're going to be shooting from a distance of 150 feet from the wall of the barn. You can't even see it, it's actually outside. I misjudged the size of the barn. The barn is actually over 150 feet long. So we're actually just about, I'd say, 12 feet outside of the barn. We're going to be shooting into the barn. We haven't touched the chronographs on these guns since we first chronoed them. They're sitting exactly where we set them before. So nothing's changed for any of these tests. And we're going to try and see if we can capture, we've already done a few shots so we know roughly where they're going to hit. But we're going to try and capture that on video as to how far away. And what we've done is we've set the guns up at the height of about 5 foot 4 inches, and the barrel is level. Okay, so it's about the height that you'd be holding a gun and holding it level from the 150 foot point. We're going to see how far that ball travels. This is 68. All right, our cameraman informed me that couldn't really capture it very well. I think you may have seen some dirt fly at one point, but we know that this general region right here is where the balls are hitting. We're going to measure that. We're going to measure the shortest distance that at least the cameraman saw, and the longest distance that the cameraman saw, and we'll get an average roughly of how far the balls are traveling when chronoed to about 290 feet per second on a 68 caliber paintball gun. We'll measure that now. Okay, we just measured the distances. I don't think that there's any way for us to prove that we measured it, but we did measure it, and the longest point, which was roughly right after the piece of wood on the ground, was about 127 feet, and then the shortest point before the piece of wood on the ground was about 117 feet. So 117 to 127 foot from 5 foot 4 inches in the air at the barrel level is what we saw out of 68 caliber. Let's see what we get out of 50 cal. This is 10 shots from 150 feet with 50 caliber paintballs. Okay, so that was 10 shots with 50 caliber paintballs from 150 feet. The distance, the longest distance that we saw out of the 50 cals were up at the same spot as the short spot for the 68 calibers. So about a 10-foot difference. So I mean, the longest shots with the 50 cals were at about 117 feet. The shortest shots with the 50 cals were again about 10-foot difference. Let me measure that real quick to make sure. Is this roughly where it was? Mm-hmm. About 13 feet. So we're back to 104 feet roughly. So 104 to 117 feet was the range on the 50 cals. Again, level barrel, stock barrel, and not much difference between a 50 and 68s. A little bit, not much. Okay, this is me getting shot from 150 feet. This is to simulate a shot off of the break. The shooter is at the 150 foot mark. We just re-chronoed the guns. We didn't change anything, but we just re-chronoed them. They're both still shooting right around 285. We had some 291, some 277, but most of them are right around 285, or both of them are right around 285. We did not readjust. So this is from 150 feet. 68 caliber. Ah! Okay, we had 3 or 4 hits, none of them broke. That was 68 caliber. Okay, he got me with the first shot and then got me again. Again, none of them broke. That was all 68 caliber from 150 feet. Let's see if you can reach someone from 150 feet with a 50 cal. Okay, so either he's a horrible shot, or you just can't reach someone with 50 cal from 150 feet. I did get hit once, and the barn got hit a couple times, but most of them were hitting right at my feet. Okay, that last volley, he said he had a barrel break the first couple shots or something and threw everything off. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll try it one more time with 50 cal from 150 feet. I can hear them coming in though. They sound like they're coming in pretty soft. Okay, well, I did get hit a couple times, and I felt it, and we actually, I don't know if it's, I think this is just splatter. But I got a little bit of splatter on my legs from where I got shot in the shoe. So, they're not quite making it off the break. I guess I'll have to make speedball fields shorter if 50 cal is going to take over, or who knows what it'll do. This is going to be 50 cal from 100 feet. We're going to be checking for braking. Okay. Well, of the confirmed hits that I know we had, I think we may have had one bounce, but got a break on the hand, break here, break here. They're breaking behind me on the barn, that's for sure. Okay, so we did several pretty good tests, I think, with 50 cal and 68 caliber comparisons. I think the only test we really saw any major difference with is the distance test, and even that was negligible. The 150-foot test, I think, was also pretty in favor of the 68s. The 50 cals that did come in from 150 foot felt pretty weak. So even arcing them in there, I think it's a little too weak for that. Maybe at 125 feet might be, equal, or maybe, equal to the 68 cal. I don't think it's a big difference, but there's obviously a difference. I don't think there's any argument about that. But from what I see, I'm not seeing anything. If I just picked up one gun or the other, I don't think I'd see any kind of big difference. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ron Spring. I'm in Frontline Paintball and wall-to-wall-paintball.com. If you have any questions about 50 cal or 68 cal or this test, you can feel free to contact me. You can either PM me through PB Nation, or I can be contacted by going to sales@wall-to-wall-paintball.com.